Kartikeya has not gone to Goa.
I definitely haven't.
He has not ridden the Goan Classic 350. He's not ridden the Goan Classic 350. But he's going to tell us a lot about it anyway.
I see how this has played out. Okay.
So Kartikeya, let me begin at the beginning.
I've been waiting to do a bike review in a long time, So let's do this. This will be good.
You love the Classic 350.
Absolutely.
Why do you love the Classic 350?
Because of its simplicity.
Because
of its classicness.
The Goan Classic 350 also has some of that simplicity. What else, Karthik?
Really? It has the simplicity?
Some of it, yeah.
Some of it. Dressed up with a lot more stuff. Anyways, what else? It has the same engine?
It has the same engine.
Which I like.
Therefore, you will like the Goan Classic
sweetest
also?
tune.
Yeah.
What I used to enjoy about the Classic also was the suspension, which was satisfyingly flat.
And how would you, if you had to choose one word to describe this suspension, what word would you choose?
Comfy.
Half that at least.
Half that?
At least.
Oh, I'm getting confused for sure.
Okay, fine, I'll explain. So the Goan Classic 350 is a version of the Classic 350, which you can tell from the name. Goan is a very strange name. And the way Royal Enfield is building this story out, and I'm not going to take it too seriously this time, is people in Goa. One person said foreigners. I'm not sure that that's the term that we want to use officially, but people in Goa bought old classics, old Royal Enfields actually, bullets at that point of time, and they turned them into what they saw and what maybe are customs, bobbers, something like that. That's the inspiration, and that's why it's called the Goan Classic 350. To me, honestly, it's a very strange name, but now I'm excited because if they were to make a really spicy bullet classic, like something with a lot of flavor, what would you call it? Like the Hyderabad Classic 350 or the Kolhapur Classic 350?
Kolhapur.
I don't know. You tell me in the comments. If there was a spicy classic, would it be the Hyderabad Classic or would it be the Kolhapur Classic to you?
Funnily enough, for a classic derivative, my interest level in it is quite low.
Why?
And I have many questions, but strangely enough, most of them are not to do with the bike. So
okay, we'll come to non-bike.
Can we do the bike?
Yeah, we'll do the bike. Easy. The bike is easy. The big plus, which I really appreciate Royal Enfield for, is that the tires are tubeless spoked rims. The first time on this 350.
Nice.
I would not tell you to take it very seriously in terms of projecting for the future that other bikes will get it for reasons that we'll come to, reasons beyond Royal Enfield's control. So, but it's a good thing. They persuaded Seat to make Whitewall Tyres for it. They really do look good. No two ways about it. There's a little bit of speculation as to when you wear out these tires, you have to go back to the showroom to order them, etc. It's too early to say how Seat will do the aftermarket side of the same story. I can't see a reason why you wouldn't be able to get the Whitewall Seats at any dealer who normally deals with Seat tires. I can't see the reason why you'd have to go back to Royal Enfield for it. Even if you had to, if the prices were the same, I don't know what difference it would make to you. So, Whitewall tires, different sizes, but it sits on a 16-inch rim, but it's a tall tire. So Royal Enfield was very specific about it, and therefore the gearing comes back to what the Classic 350s is. There is no fundamental change in gearing, neither at the sprockets nor at the wheel by circumference, as happened on, for example, the Meteor versus Classic situation. Rear wheel, it effectively is the same with a little bit of extra weight at it.
One sec, before you go forward, I've got lots of questions around the bike. The tires. Will these tires be more expensive?
Possibly. But the bike itself, for all the changes that we're going to mention, is only 2,000 odd rupees more expensive than the top Classic.
Okay.
So I'm not expecting there to be like a landslide of changes. It will be some minor issue.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's my favorite part, the Whitewall tires. I love those.
Yeah, they look really good too, right? And the reason why white walls are important is because when the rubber is molded white, they're easier to maintain as white. They won't fade, they probably won't crack, etc. If you paint your sidewalls, it's generally a little messy, and then the interaction between the chemical that the paint is and the rubber of the tire, it can be all kinds of weird things, so you have to be cautious about it. Manufacturers offering white walls, I think, solved one thing.
I think full marks to Seat for doing this, because it's not easy. And
correct.
I mean, who else does it right now?
Yeah.
To just do it from a stylistic standpoint is
no, and I remember,
cool.
I remember 6, 8, 10 months ago, I was speaking to somebody from Royal Enfield only, I think, who said sometimes it's easier to work with a relatively small tire manufacturer because they're hungrier. They're willing to try more things, whereas a more established brand would tell you saying, listen, we don't want to do this playing around with new things. We make a steady line of product. We can tweak one a little bit for you, but please don't push us to do more than this. It's not worth it.
And just so you know, like doing something like this means the molds have to be different and your treatment processes will be different because you have to get paint into the side of the wall. And also earlier Whitewall tires were a common thing way long back, but they were done away because of there were things to do with emissions. The fumes that used to come from that used to be harmful. So they would have had to figure out how to do all these things.
Yeah.
And I think I'm really glad if they were to offer it in more sizes.
Yeah.
That would be even
and I wouldn't be surprised that they wouldn't, right? Again, I'm thinking about it from a business case side, right? Now the Classic 350 guy who's 40,000 units a month, remember? Then versus the Goan Classic, which is a much smaller number, right? And you're going to look at it and say, I also want tires that look like that. And why not?
Yeah, why not?
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can totally see Seat saying, okay, let's do more white walls. Let's put a batch in the market and see what the response is like. And to me, I don't know why they would restrict themselves to Royal Enfield workshops as the only place to buy them. I don't know why you do that.
Know. Okay, sorry, moving on.
Now, above that, the front half of the bike is exactly the same as a Classic 350, apart from the handlebar. No other changes. The tripper is standard on the Goan Classic 350. If you don't know what the tripper is, it's the meter on the right side, which is a TFT screen that connects to your phone and projects turn-by-turn navigation directions using Google Maps as a basis onto that little screen.
But the essential headlamp
everything is exactly the same.
Okay.
This clip is actually from a much longer video which is on our main channel, which is called MotorInc. Why don't you visit us there? This idea in more detail over there with my great friend Kartikeya. You like him, right?